unemployment.
Oh, word?
Yeah, as a result of this, so they're affected some sort of way. Um, but yeah, that raises a question because I know someone else was asking me if the IRS was impacted by this, and I wasn't exactly sure at the time. And again, as I was leaving the house, I clearly caught in fact, it was an ABC affiliate. Clearly
Word.
caught news that IRS employees were actually feeling the effects of this as well. Definitely interesting times in terms of politics. And again, it's just crazy because many of the individuals who are policymakers enough, we don't actually have to worry about this sort of thing. So it's I mean, when you start hearing about stuff like the Coast Guard not getting paid,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like them guys got guns. What are they gonna do?
Right.
What are they gonna do? You know, especially, when your back's up against the wall and I'm sure many of them, I'm not saying they necessarily were pro Trump, but clearly, you know, uh to a certain degree, I'm sure like their jobs and, have some sort of trust in the federal government, considering what they do. It's just it would be very interesting to get their thoughts and reflections on how they feel about not being paid administration at this time. Um, so that's what's going on in the realm of national politics. Internationally, I know there was a big dust up in Nairobi, Kenya. If I'm not mistaken, Al Shabaab, which is a so-called quote unquote terrorist organization in that part of the world, is at it again. I know some years ago they got busy in a mall and did some sort of attack in the mall. I'm not sure if it was bombs they let off or just straight up shooting, but that was about 2 or 3 years ago, if memory serves correct. Now, this time I just saw footage of them look like a downtown area, and they're
Mm-hmm.
just basically getting busy. Mass shootings and a few bombs went off. Few people had bombs strapped to them, things of that nature. Take place, and initially one organization may be blamed. As further information comes out, sometimes we find that not to exactly be the case. We'll wait and see what happened with that. But yeah, man, Nairobi, Kenya, definitely a place I envision visiting someday. Have you ever been to the continent, God? Have you been to Africa?
No. I'm supposed to go in the next couple months.
That's peace.
Yeah. Yeah, me and the young guy, he's one of my OC is he's Nigerian.
Okay.
So, we'll head over there. But he's supposed to be speaking or doing presentations all over the continent, South Africa. I know Nigeria and Joel Embiid, country.
That's peace.
Cameroon or whatever, Yeah, so he's in the midst of getting his PhD in climate sciences, atmospheric sciences.
That's powerful.
Yeah, so big up to him staying, in there with his studies and being diligent or whatever.
That's peace. That's peace. Again, according to CNN, an American CEO who survived 9/11 died in the terror attack on a Kenya hotel. Wow, my man made it through 9/11, goes over there and gets bodied. American businessman Jason Spindler survived the September 11 attacks in New York, only to die this week in another act of terror. The business investment advisor was among those killed Tuesday in a terror attack on a Kenyan hotel compound. The company he founded said Wednesday. Men armed with guns and explosives burst into the Dusit D2 compound, killing at least 21 people in an attack that lasted hours and ended Wednesday morning, Kenyan President Uhuru, director of IDEV International, a strategy and investment advisory firm that attempts to grow businesses in emerging markets. Spindler was working in the World Trade Center 17 years ago when planes hit the towers, an IDEV spokesman said. Dusit D2 is an upmarket cluster of shops and hotel facilities in the Kenyan capital of Nairobi, his company said. Spindler's mother, Sarah Spindler, told NBC News on Tuesday night that her son was trying to make positive change in the third world in emerging markets. Spindler, a University of Texas business graduate who received a doctoral law degree at New York University, once served in the U.S. Peace Corps in northern Peru, where he led the growth of a $7 million locally owned agribusiness, a biography on IDV's website says. He was also an investment banker with Solomon Smith Barney Citigroup and had advised more than one. Spindler is warmly remembered by those who knew him at NYU, the university's law school said Wednesday. Yeah, man. It went down in Kenya.
Damn.
Definitely went down. You know.
And what brought that all
on? It doesn't say. I'm sure as more.
Or is this just a distraction?
Possibly, quite possibly. Again, we have to watch what goes on in that segment of the world. Again, initial reports is that this is at the hands of Al-Shabaab, who, if I'm not mistaken, may have been behind those girls in one of those countries not long ago.
Was that Nigeria?
I think that was Nigeria. I think that was Nigeria.
But I thought that was the cats that look like Kamau. Yeah, Kamau.
Oh, okay. Perhaps that was.
What was those dudes' name?
I'm not sure. I think their leader is a guy named Joseph Kone, though. I remember that because I saw something on 60 Minutes.
What's the name of the I don't know.
Yeah, man. There's so many.
Something with an R.
Okay.
Rahu. I mean, they begin with an R. Rahu Hadad, something like that. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name right now. Yeah.
I don't even know this. So like,
yeah. You're actually you are right. That was that group. I can't think of the name right now, but yeah, that definitely was that group.
They look like Kamau though, you know.
Right.
Boko Haram.
Boko Haram. That's right. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they said that translates basically to like something like Western education is bad.
Word.
Or something like that, because haram is
forbidden,
right? Forbidden, but it's something to the effect of Western education. Anything Western is bad. You know what I mean? So they definitely on it like that. Yeah, man. It very well may be a distraction. We know many covert military scenarios carried out by certain segments of certain governments have a history of pinning certain activities on some of these groups. So, we'll definitely stay tuned for what comes out of that as more information develops. But 2019, I mean, obviously this is a hip hop format. We study, analyze, and examine hip hop music and culture. We discussed some of the events that took place last year. Obviously, the meteoric rise of individuals like Cardi B. Definitely people like Meek Mill had a very, very good year last year. A lot of news followed him, especially considering the fact that, he was released from custody at a certain point, came out, put music out. Definitely a lot of music still being rotated, a lot of followers of his movement. But now we're into 2019. I'm sure that the aforementioned artists will pop, as they say, in the new year and this year as it develops and unfolds. But I personally, as well as looking forward to, some new artists and new people on the horizon that may bring something to the table and add on to the culture. I look forward to things like I saw a tweet yesterday from Pharaoh Monch. Obviously, Pharaoh Monch is of Organized Confusion fame. Went on to have a very, very lucrative solo career. Has definitely developed himself into a standout artist. Very versatile in terms of, I mean, his pen game is ridiculous. He switches flows up like nobody else. He can sing.
He can sing.
Yes.
Word?
Yes. I've seen him do. I was on tour. I opened for him a few dates in Europe. This was the early 2000s. He redid. You remember Schoolhouse Rock?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the Verb segment?
The what? Verb?
The Verb. I get my thing in action.
Yeah.
He redid that. Sounded 10 times better. He had like 3 girls backing him up doing the background vocals.
Do my thing.
Right. I mean, yes. And he was killing it.
Word?
Killing it. Like my jaw just dropped. Like, yo, I don't believe this guy just redid this, made an actual song. And I don't think he ever put it out on an actual project. Mm-hmm. And the next time I see him, I'm definitely going to bring it to his attention. Like, why don't you put that on wax? But yeah, man, he redid that and like 3 other songs that were kind of in that same vein, mm-hmm. where he's singing, had the 3 background singers with him, and I mean, they're killing it.
Dang.
Killing it. And that just made the respect I had for him as an artist just, I mean, it was already way up here, and it just went even higher. You know what I mean? And just showed a lot of versatility on his part. But I saw a tweet from him saying that he just got clearance from all he's saying so far is from a legendary hip hop group to work with them. And I'm trying to fit, and so everyone's on Twitter trying to figure out who he's talking about, because he's worked with a lot of people. So some people are saying De La Soul. They're like, no, he's already worked with them. Some people are saying, you know, they're just throwing random names out there.
I'm gonna tell you who it is.
Who?
It's either Houdini.
That name was thrown out there.
Or Run DMC.
Okay. Now the only reason why I'm not thinking necessarily Run DMC is because they're not together anymore.
Who knows? Maybe they might be coming back.
That would be crazy. That would very much be crazy. And I would be really interested to hear like how you know what I mean? Run DMC and Pharaoh Monch. You just don't immediately put those 2 together. But
because who else could it be?
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
No, it's not Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Right?
Why wouldn't it be?
Maybe he is playing referee for them. or mediator.
Right.
I doubt it.
Very interesting.
I would say, I'm gonna say, if not one of those 2, then my 3rd and 4th guess would be Stetson Sonic.
That was thrown out there too. That would be pretty dope. That would be pretty dope.
I mean, I've never been a big fan of Stetson Sonic.
Wow.
I mean, I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I love Sally.
Right.
And you know, and talking all that jazz, but I mean, it wasn't like, you know, I mean, that joint, the joint that Charles did,
yeah.
That was, you know, that was dope. But after that, I'm like, I mean, I don't know. He's still to this whatever. Yeah, I don't know who it could be. Maybe, maybe Outkast.
That would be dope. That would be very dope. Very dope.
But then again, I'm gonna tell you one more thing, and I'm gonna probably hit him up. It might be it might be a group from this area, because he was supposed to be here not last year, but the year before last with them.
With the Roots.
No.
A group from this area?
Well, one of the members from the group is from this area.
Diggable?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's a possibility. You know, I think he's the sort of artist that, I mean, he will definitely enhance whoever it is and lace them. You know what I mean? In fact, they whoever, when you say legendary, obviously we're thinking it has to obviously more than likely 80s, 90s.
Right.
So we just have to, trust that they'll keep up with him. You know what I mean? He's going to do his thing. Willfully they can, follow suit.
Person I think, DMC going to do his thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know what Houdini, I don't know what John Lil or, rap off beat John Lil or Ecstasy is going, what they've been doing recently.
Right. Yeah, it's been a minute.
You know who else it could be?
Oh.
And this is probably who it is. I know nobody's thinking about this one. If I had to put my money on it, this one put my money on.
Okay.
Nice and Smooth.
That would be dope. That would be dope. Again, anybody that would incorporate what he does into their format, I definitely think is gonna be a dope sound. Again, willfully they can keep up with him because we know he's gonna get busy. He might even body them on there.
Him and Prince Poe won't get back together.
I know, right? I know. It makes you wonder why, what's going on. Is it some sort of internal,
right?
You know what I mean? And he hasn't put him really. I haven't really heard him on on any of his projects.
None of his projects,
which is crazy, man. I think lyrically and poetically and flow wise, they just did so much. It was like to me, I liken them to like the jazz artists, where just the way they would flow and some of the rapid fire staccato stuff and just their whole approach to rhyming is just very much to me likened to a jazz artist, like just very creative and inventive. And they never would come one. It was always hard body, but they wouldn't come the same way on every song. You know what I mean? And definitely, man, we sorely missed that, which again is why it made me think about a lot of the retro feel that's been going on within the past couple of years with a lot of hip hop. And I just think that it's a good time for artists who, some of the ones you just mentioned, Nice and Smooth. I think it's time we hear a new Nice and Smooth record. You know what I mean? Doing what they do, not feeling, definitely polishing themselves up and, staying relevant, but doing what they do, rhyming, singing a little bit here and there, harmonize. Their thing was more, this is the way we harmonize. Yes, I can harmonize. You know what I mean? Like
maybe even was PE put out there?
They put it out. They definitely put that out there. That would be kind of ill too. That would definitely be kind of ill.
Because he's more of an activist, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, it's interesting. He got everybody in suspense.
Definitely. So man, I'm waiting to see, who it is. I'm definitely waiting to see who it is.
He need to do a joint. So hold on. Is it 3 of them? I know it's Bigfoot and a unicorn. What else would there be? The Loch Ness Monster or something?
Yeah, the Loch Ness Monster.
He need to do a joint with you and Jay Electronica. That would be a treat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to do a whole damn album. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really do.
That would be bananas, man. And I put Jay Electronica on the list of those artists that I would like to see put something out this year. And I mean, he probably.
What you working on another Jungle Jump or you working on Last Emperor?
Last Emperor.
Take the smoke of this joint you got.
Yeah.
And holler at him. He's God. He'll probably bless you with a verse.
Indeed. Indeed, hadn't thought of that, but yeah, we definitely need to
I
make
know
something
he's
like
heard
that.
about you. Who,
Right,
you know what I'm saying? You was before him. So
right. We definitely need to make that happen.
and he's, like, yeah, just you put it together. I'll track it down.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, man.
That like that. I want something. I would pay for. I would invest in putting the project together with the three of y'all. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely, man. I mean, he's probably at the top of the list because out of all of the artists I know that I put on the list, he's the most anticipated, and it's a shame because it's almost to the point that now people are people that were supporters of him are feeling betrayed because they're like year after year after year, where's this project? Where's this project? Where's this project? You know what I mean? And
Right.
he's so nice, in his body of work. I mean, I know he's got enough songs that I've heard, and I know I haven't heard everything, but enough songs that could have been a project in itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Never heard a whack verse from him. Everything's always sharp, always, creative.
Yeah, he brings it every time.
Every time,
yes.
yes.
Never a disappointment.
Right. So I just don't know what the situation is. Maybe he just got already sitting on some bread and just doesn't care about, you know what I mean, coming out or something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he do it, for the sport of it or whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I said. But it'll be, I mean, yeah, we'll build about it off air or whatever.
Indeed.
But yeah, that's like, I mean, or even just like the four y'all, like that could be so, you, Black Thought, Pharaoh, and him. Sickening.
Yeah, 2019. We definitely gotta make some power moves happen, and a lot of the artists, again, because I always appreciate those who challenge the whole notion of hip hop being a quote unquote young man sport or young person sport, and that after you're 35, you need to go sit down somewhere and this, that, and the other. But again, many of the experiences that you have in life, they obviously don't stop at 35.
Nah.
They and in some cases that's where it just really gets interesting and starts getting juicy. So incorporating that into rhyming and being a serious musician and using your vocality and your vocal cords for true musicianship. That's why I appreciate somebody like a Black Thought so much. You know what I mean? Because he's our age and clearly smokes anybody on the mic. Young, old, regardless, old school, new school, you name it. He still gets busy. So to me, the lesson in that is, again, who says that when you're over 35, you should go sit down somewhere and your best rhymes are behind you? You know what I mean? He's clearly putting out work that flies in the face of that. So yeah, why don't we get into a sound set, a song selection, and start it, with some of the list, that I put together willfully. You gentlemen have added on as well. Yin, I know you're somewhat younger than us. Willfully, you added on to this and gave us, some maybe some artists and songs that you want to see come to fruition in 2019, and people that you're anticipating hearing from. So yeah, it'll really be dope. Why don't we start with some Jay Electronica here on the official last word? Again, this is Jay Electronica, very talented individual, originating from New Orleans, correct?
Yeah.
I know he's lived various places. If you listen to his, one of his songs where he just described certain streets in different cities, and it was such ease that he had spent some time in these places, Right. So one of which being Philly. I think he shouted out North Philly or something like that.
North Philly, South Philly,
Tasker and all that. Yeah, man. He definitely, when I first heard that, I was like, yo, this dude is the truth. This dude is the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He's out there. Like,
yeah.
You can't, nothing ever. Like, it really, it's just like, this a disappointment, but in his own good time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So yes, we'll begin with some Jay Electronica here on the official last word. Check it out.
Peace. the new from Black Thought.
Yes.
You know, I think he had 2 EPs drop last year.
Yes.
Or things that I hadn't heard, and both were bananas. Well, it was 2 because he had dropped the other one the year before.
Right.
And much better than the ones, from the year, but from 2017. The 2 in 2018 was nuts. So, I mean, he's in rare form and keeping his still sharp. And so that, I hit you. I forwarded you the freestyle with Capadonna and Big Daddy Kane, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yes, sir.
And I never knew that Cap got busy like that. I respected the guy. He's swift with his math and his Alfie, but it was like, I ain't know he could get busy like that.
Right.
And he was giving Antonio Hardy all he could handle. Like, I'm like, yo, where's he getting this from? Like, I mean, were those bars that you heard before?
No, they weren't. No, they were not. No, they were not.
I'm like, yo, and he's saying stuff. I'm like, why didn't he pop heavier than he did?
Right.
With this kind of material.
Right. And they always say, when I hear interviews, they always say, like, before the Wu fully formed, he was that dude on Staten Island. But he was heavy in the streets and never took it real seriously. But anytime there was a talent show or something, he definitely was that dude. Like, you ain't want to go up against him at all. So, I just always thought it was dope that they, kept him in the fold once the Wu did blow, and, definitely put him on certain records here and there, because, I mean, clearly he's got stellar verses. I mean, his verse on Ice Cream is memorable. What was it? What is it? Winter Wars or something like that. There's another joint that is like very memorable in terms of like how long he spit, what he was spitting, how he was flowing. Man, he definitely gets busy, man. And perhaps we'll hear more of him on any Wu-Tang projects that come out this year. But yeah, definitely. I mean, we just can't say more about Black Thought. Speaking of which, I just ran into Malik B, the M Militant.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a couple of around my way on 60th Street.
Word.
Yeah, man. Out there.
How's he looking?
Doing it. I mean, he looked good. He
good.
Definitely was on a mission though. But even in the midst of all of that, I guess I kind of liken him to an ODB. Even with those sorts of issues, always still sharp. Even in the midst of all of that, you've bear witness to that. Incredible, man. And just that natural talent for rhyming. It just, it's just in him. It's ingrained in him. No matter what other type of mission he goes on, that's always there. So, I mean, it would be dope to see another Roots album with him back in the fold, incorporated more.
You got his math?
Not his recent. Not his recent. And, he told me he didn't really have a horn when I saw him. So it was like, I just always give him mines, and willfully he'll reach out, when he gets in a good place, man. But yeah, I would love to hear him, come back into the fold and do like, a Roots album of old, like, him and Thought going back and forth. You know what I mean? Definitely. So that would be really, really dope to see. Trying to think who else I put on my list, man. Just and again, I it's good to have young people like Yen in the fold. We definitely miss Loop, because I miss getting that young ear and that young cipher keeping me abreast of what's going on recently. You know what I mean? I don't want to just keep being the dude that's, picking old school songs and, the artists that I want to see from yesteryear still pop and do their thing, and I rely on, in certain instances, the younger crowd to keep me abreast of what's going on and who's dope right now and who's definitely is it time for J. Cole to put out something? Did he put something out in 2018?
Yeah.
That's right. And that was kind of at the top of the year, right? That was like the early part of the year. So, willfully he keeps his. Where's my man from Chicago? Not him.
That's Chance, right?
No,
he's a McKeith.
the Kick Push brother.
Lupe,
Yeah, where's Lupe? Isn't he due to put something out? What's up with Lupe?
I don't know. I think he had something maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Yeah, I know he's always, very outspoken when certain issues come to the forefront, especially regarding our people and police brutality and things of that nature. I know he's due. He's definitely due. And I know he definitely had a strong following at a point, so we definitely need to see him come out and get busy again. Of course we always talk about the Kendricks and people like that, who's been pretty consistent, definitely a lot of the movies that I've seen coming out, it was good to see movies like the new Creed film, to go see that and hear him on that soundtrack and people of that nature. So he's definitely always getting work. But yeah, man, we definitely need to see more of those who contributed, maybe didn't put anything out for a year or two and took some sort of hiatus, and come on back and let us know you're still out there. Last year we saw toward the end of last year we saw the passing of Mac Miller.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He succumbed to what they say was somewhat of an overdose, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously the lesson in that is for us all to be mindful of whatever chemicals we put in our bodies, and just remember to take care of ourselves. Had definitely a promising continuation of a career. He could rhyme. He could definitely rhyme. I wasn't aware of him when he first came out, but as time progressed and people started, pulling my coat, saying, the kid gets busy. I started listening and was like, yeah, he's got bars, he's got bars, and he's got some songs with some influential people. So I'm wondering if he had anything in the works, if he was working on anything that may come out posthumously. So I would definitely be interested in hearing that. Speaking of which, Sean Price, just when you think you've heard everything that could be put out, he must have been a very, very hard-working dude, in those last few years. Because here it is, what is it, 3 years, 4 years since he went back to the Essence, and now I'm catching wind. I caught wind of a interview where his wife Bernadette says that they're going to put out that project with him and Lil Fame of M.O.P.
Wow.
Entitled "The Price of Fame."
Damn.
Right? That's dope, right? That's dope.
Yeah.
So and I heard it's supposed to be really, really good. So I look forward to hearing that in 2019. I can only imagine, just hearing him and Lil Fame going back and forth on some hardcore beats. Nuts. Gotta be nuts.
Yeah.
Gotta be nuts.
It was somebody that I was listening to, and I think it might have been Big Daddy Kane.
Okay.
Somebody that was doing that style way before he started spitting that way.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, I ain't never heard this. I was like, yeah, so it's one of those things. So I'm like, I don't know. You might have to check it out.
Definitely.
I can't remember. As soon as I remember, it was something I was like, damn, that sound like,
hey.
And I'm like, damn, it's like, but it was like way before he started spitting that way. That's before he even started calling himself, hey. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, it was way before he even started calling himself Sean Price.
Okay.
This was like late 90s.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was Kane. I was like, damn, but I mean, we get into the next music set. We got Yen Griffey Jr. on the board, aka Mr. Bad Luck. We sit there doing it to death. Official last word, Big Bad Ready. I don't know what we're gonna jump into.
Maybe we'll get into some Sean Price.
Yeah,
followed by a little M.O.P. Brownsville, where you at? Stand up. right here on the official last word under the umbrella of Big Bad Radio. definitely had a strong career. Definitely had a huge following. Was just taking his career to that next level. I think for some reason when I think of artists like him, I think they've kind of made it when they were on Saturday Night Live. Did he do Saturday Night Live?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Probably. Yeah.
yeah, for sure, man. So yeah, he's sorely missed, man. Definitely too young to be leaving the planet. When you get caught up in those chemicals, man, you definitely got to monitor the way your body reacts to them, and
Absolutely.
know your limitations, know the ledge, know what it
Yeah.
is you're putting in you.
And make sure whoever you getting your stuff from ain't no sideways, because like
Right.
some of those experimental drugs cats be messing with, they undoing is because whoever the supplier was, don't give a what about what they putting inside that shit, like that Molly and all, like,
Right.
listen, you got to be careful with these jokers out here, because some people just all about the dollar.
That's right.
And could give a fuck about your well-being. In addition to that, rest in power to my man Pooh. He transitioned about 6 years ago now, a little over 6 years ago, right before. Yeah, so his born date was was on the 6th.
Okay.
And you got to just take care of yourself. It's not everything in moderation. And if you're going to be indulging in drugs, make sure you're getting at least checked up 2-3 times a year, especially as you get older.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they are medication, and you self-medicating, and it could be suppressing a serious problem. And that's what happened with him.
Right.
He had cardiac issues or whatever that went undiagnosed because he was self-medicating on a daily basis. He was a leanaholic. And I'm just telling you, like, when you take, that's a suppressant. You know what I'm saying? And a downer. So, like, you don't know, you can have something going on and not necessarily know, especially if you round the clock high.
Right.
So I don't knock anybody for what they do. I haven't attempted or used but so many drugs in my life.
Right.
And anything with moderation.
That's right.
Anything with moderation. Have a good time, but do it, in an intelligent fashion. You know what I mean? Just don't be jumping out here doing X, Y, and Z, mixing and crossing and no.
Right.
Some people just do too much. I'm like, damn, what are you trying to kill yourself? Sad, man.
It is.
Pardon the PSA, but
no, it's very, very appropriate because again, this being a format dealing with hip hop culture that has become, a part of.
I mean, it's always
the culture.
Been there. Keep a bag of Chiba inside my locker. Go to school every day.
Exactly.
So
I never was at any of the parties, but I can recall old heads saying that at some of the parties back in the day, they'd be like, "Say cocaine."
Hell yeah.
Cocaine. And remember, everybody had Ski at the end of their name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Ski was like, I'm getting so much money, I can ski in a mountain of snow or blow rather. So, it's definitely been a part of it. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 made songs called White Lines.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So don't do it. Don't do it. Freak bass. That's right, man. Higher, baby. Yeah, man. So it's definitely a conversation that needs to be had when talking about hip hop. What's up with Common? Common hasn't put anything out in a minute, man. And I was really, really, excited when he put out that project with on Good Music with Kanye West as producer. I thought that was a very, very exceptional album. The Corner was really dope to me. That whole album to me was really dope. Classic, yeah, exactly. That was a classic, man. And it got Common right back in the pocket of where he needed to be lyrically, conceptually, and I guess also because Kanye West is a fellow Chicagoan, if that's the term. He gave him that classic Common sound of rhyming over beats that just sounded like whatever I envisioned Common sounding like. you know what I mean, when he first came out, that Can I Borrow a Dollar album and stuff like that, Charms Alarm and records like that, Take It Easy. It was vintage Common, but yet with that Yeezy production, it just made everything really, really dope. So I think he's about due for an album. Again, he's another brother that has made his foray into Hollywood. So we know that captures. I mean, once you start getting those Hollywood checks, I can understand why that is like what he's focusing his attention on. I can't be mad at that. But I just know that he's the sort that you can always tell he's probably always writing rhymes, always thinking about rhymes in his head. Will always have a passion and a love for it. So, willfully 2019, he'll put something out again. And I wouldn't be mad if he went back to Kanye for some production. Maybe that'll help bring Kanye down and ground it in reality a little bit more and make him take that "Make America Great Again" hat off and all of that. You know what I mean? Kanye, can we get another a dope Kanye project? What would you say was the last Kanye project that you just really felt strongly about?
I really liked My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Okay.
Over like Yeezus. I don't know. That was the last one I really like front to back. But the other ones that have like parts of it that I always find interesting.
Okay.
Because like since then every album he's just pushing it.
Right.
To see how
far he can go. Right.
That was like 808s and Heartbreak was the first push, and then
right.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was the next push. And
right.
It just took off like Yeezus.
Yeah. Now I can't say that I've heard every song off of all those albums, but what was the thing that he was doing at the concert, the Poopity Scoop? Is there really a song where he does that?
Yep, I listened to it. I was actually apparently it's all a part of like his Drake and Pusha T and Kanye beef.
Okay.
Kind of raps into that because apparently that beat that he did that nonsense over was a beat that he sent to Drake. So Drake was working on a song with that.
Oh.
He just put out the Scooby Poop thing. Apparently that's all intertwined some way. Drake was talking about it with LeBron, on LeBron's podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Yeah, man. Let's hope that in 2019, Yeezy really goes back to his old self and gets a little more grounded, brings it on back down to earth. You know what I mean? And within the gravitational pull, and then don't get me wrong, I like him for being an outside the box thinker and sort of avant-garde in his approach to his art. But again, he just started pushing stuff a little bit too much. And not that hip hop is not about going outside of the perceived boundaries, but certain stuff, like you just definitely gotta hit in the chest somewhere when it comes to the beats, and you know what I mean, and being a little more focused in terms of the rhyming and what you're talking about, if that makes any sense, but still be brave enough to push the envelope to a certain extent. And I know it could sometimes be a gray area in terms of how much to do either or, but it seems like mentally he's been a little all over the place, and that's been shown and proven in a lot of his music. So hopefully this year he'll bring it back on down to earth and be a part of that movement that we love so much from Kanye West. Definitely, man. We already mentioned Redman. Outkast. I mean, for the past few years, there's been the low rumblings of potential Outkast reunion, and that's something that we really, really need. Andre 3000, man. What more can we say? He's just definitely always been a very lyrical guy, always refreshing to hear when he does make appearances on people's projects and things. And it just leaves you salivating for more. When you hear him sprinkled here and there, it just leaves you wanting to hear more. of just him back in the fold of rhyming and putting out music. And I'm not even sure. I think I saw an article or something where, he says that, within the confines of his own, personal space, he still records and does stuff. And I guess he just does it for his own listening pleasure and, keeps it in the tuck, as we say. But I would really, really be curious to hear how that sounds, and really curious to hear how the dynamic of him and Big Boy getting back together. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's high time for that. I just look at, let's say rock and roll artists who, may sometimes take a hiatus, but then ultimately get back together. I mean, look at the Rolling Stones. They're still, these guys are in their 70s and they're still putting out music and touring. And this is after having drug problems and drug issues and rehab and this, that, and the other. And they still get out here and do it. So, I mean, for a group like Outkast that has contributed so much to the culture and the art form, I mean, it's just like, why not? Why can't you guys get it together? 10 songs. If it's no more than that, 10 to 12 songs, just
current trend EP.
Right. Something. Give us something. You know what I mean? Both of them seem to be in good health, sound minds and bodies. Like, just give us something.
I think it's Andre doesn't want to put out anything because Big Boy's still putting out stuff.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Big Boy and Organized Noise and all them still. Goody Mob still putting out an occasional appearance here and there. Since Andre's not doing that.
Right. Right. Come on, 3 stacks. Get it together, man. Get it together. I know you tend to be introverted as of late, and you're probably in your own bubble, and I'm sure the royalty checks are good, and every now and then he's in a film and things of that nature. But come on, man, we need a new Outkast project. Yesterday we needed that. So there's someone they're a group that I definitely look forward to hearing something from, perhaps in the new year.
Think that's gonna happen?
I mean, every few months you hear the low rumblings and things of that nature.
It's your wish list, huh?
Yeah. It's like, come on, man. What's it take? What's the problem? What is the problem? Especially with groups that have had stuff to say, and they just represented for me barriers being broken down in terms of how we viewed Southern acts. I know there was a point where I can't front. I was kind of like, man, I ain't trying to hit none of them down south dudes. I was kind of worried like that, yeah, because I just felt like the rhymes weren't up to par from I guess what I was hearing on maybe like the box and all of that, before the advent of really social media and being able to hear people from all over the world at an instance and all that. Back then it was just, if I didn't hear you on the radio or somebody didn't put me onto your tape or your CD, how would I have heard of you?
Right.
You know what I mean? And at that point, all I was hearing from down south was like Luke Skywalker, MC Shy D, people like that had a different approach to even, recording hip hop and making hip hop.
Yeah.
So it was like when somebody like them and Goody Mob came out, I was like, okay, I could rock with this,
Yeah, I fucked with Goody.
Yeah. You got to get out, get out, and get something. Like, you know what I mean? Records like that. I was like, okay, let's go. You know what I mean? And of course, their production was always airtight. You know what I mean? So
it was actually a little documentary about Organized Noise.
Right.
I think it was Art of Noise or something like that. Talking about their career. It was real interesting because like they all started together.
Right.
The whole Dungeon families. A lot of artists in that.
Right.
Playing together in the recording in the basement. And like they weren't sampling. They were having people play.
Right.
Some of the stuff. Yeah,
Right.
some of the stuff. I mean, pick up Rico Wade.
Yeah, they were talking about the creative process, but like usually it would be I don't remember the names of the people that organized it.
Okay.
One of them would be we get a break, we cut up the break.
Okay.
We don't have an idea for a melody or something.
Okay.
Get a player in to come play, and they were doing stuff like that.
Well, it definitely worked, man. The format definitely worked. Speaking of Goody Mob, it's high time we hear another Goody Mob project.
Wow, when's the last time they had a project?
That's what I'm saying. Especially with 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 CeeLo, you know, having a very, very lucrative solo career
on many fronts.
Yeah. And then he's a part of what is it, Gnarls Barkley or whatever? Yeah, man.
That's what I'm like, yo, he's had a prolific, you know, solo career.
That's right.
You know, more so from singing than anything.
Exactly.
Because he blessed Raekwon. Oh my goodness, that Marvin cut.
Okay.
Favorite cut ever. Favorite cut ever by Raekwon.
Really?
What? Oh my goodness, the thing is crazy.
Better than Glaciers of Ice?
It's up there.
It's
man.
up there.
It's up there. I can't front. It's definitely up there. Like, you know, like you'd be hard pressed to find anything, you know, by any, you know, like it's one of his cuts. And he agreed. I was like, yo, you got anything? Because in the project, I think he had a project that came out last year too. I asked him, did he have anything that could compete with, you know, with Marvin? He said, yeah. Still haven't heard it. You know what I mean?
You said that remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, he's CeeLo is also one of them dudes who, you know, definitely enhances a record when he gets on it. You know what I mean? He gets in the pocket with what he does. And like you said, it's primarily singing. Right. I don't even really remember him rhyming on anything as of late. You know?
I mean, he's got verses on the other, you know, he does have some bars on the Goody Mob projects, you know, but outside of those, you know, like, you're not really, you know, checking for no bars from him. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Definitely. You're not checking for bars from, but he's got bars though.
Okay.
And he can go, you know, on a conscious type of he can go.
Right. Have seen him get busy on that note. Have seen him get busy. Now, Busta Rhymes. Did he put out a full project in 18? Not that I recall. He's one of those dudes that definitely jumps on features,
right?
Bodies them, and just keeps it pushing. And I mean, that's across the board. He you know, he'll get on anybody's record. Seems like nowadays, you know. But it's high time. I mean, can we hear a Busta record, like a vintage, hardcore Busta record? You know, with him just doing his thing, patois and everything. You know what I mean? I always wanted to hear him, maybe Heavy D, and like one or two other Caribbean, you know, raised artists, hip hop artists. Yeah, maybe a Wyclef too, but definitely do like almost like a Rockers record. Right. You know what I mean? Or an album with just going in on that note. I know he's got the chops to do it. Heavy had the chops to do it. I can't think off top who else could have pulled that off, but definitely the two of them. Come on, man, that would have been insane, insane. Because I've heard him obviously play around, and Heavy D, you know, I've heard on a few records where he'll do a chorus that's kind of like, you know, in that vein. So I know that the two of them, if they had come together and really like mapped out, maybe got some beats from, you know, some rocker style tracks from, you know, and I mean, they both had clout in the game where they could have commanded, you know what I mean, Sly and Robbie or whoever, you know what I mean? I don't know. Does Bobby Condors actually produce? Yeah, Bobby Condors.
He did Mac Daddy.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think he did Jump Spread Out too.
Okay.
For Jamal
Ski. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did that too.
Yeah.
Bobby's got some stuff.
I would still love to hear Busta do a record like that.
Huh?
I would still love to hear Busta do like a rocker style record. You know what I mean? I was always, you know, again, looking forward to him and maybe Heavy doing something like that. I know Special Ed actually got them kind of chops too. You know what I mean? He's shown that on what was the first one he did? Not the Bush. Is it Heads and Dreads on his first album? Then the second album he had See It Ya. You know what I mean? You remember those records? Yeah, he could have pulled that off as well. You know what I mean? And Eight Lovely. It's still not too late, I don't think. I think him and Buster could pull something like that.
I mean, Buster is sick with his patois.
Yes.
You know, he's official. I would like to see him, Jamal Ski, and what's my nigga? Too many MC. What's
Mad Lion.
Yeah, Mad Lion. Right. and just Ice too.
Yes. Where is Just Ice? Where is Just Ice? Somebody put out an APB for Just Ice. All points bulletin. Newsflash. The notorious Just Ice has just gunned down one man up in the Bronx. News later at 11. Mm-hmm. Suicide, I tell you, it's suicide. Right?
I said Just Ice.
Oh, man.
That was crazy.
Move your body. Move your body.
God damn.
Yeah,
ooh,
man.
That's memory.
Right.
Before Cats was really up on rock.
Exactly.
I heard that cranking. That was listen. That was and not touch the Just.
Just Ice. And what's crazy is I don't even see Just Ice on the bill on any like old school shows. Not even like Latoya. And that was what, 85, 86, something like that?
Yeah. Mantronics.
Yes.
Damn, I wonder. I gotta look into that.
Yeah, like where's Just Ice? All these old school shows popping off every summer. He's one of the ones I never. And even sometimes like with Nice and Smooth, like a lot of times I see Greg Nice at these shows. Well, where the hell is Smooth be?
Damn, he's never at the show?
Never. At least not the one here in Philly. The last couple years, it was always Greg Nice here. Now, I know Smooth B lives in California now, so maybe that has something to do with it. But it's like, come on, man. I know if Lady B is like throwing out the bat signal, so to speak, y'all could come do Early to Rise. Come do sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme slow. Hip hop junkies, y'all got joints. Y'all got joints.
Ladies and gentlemen,
right? Let's make it funky.
And DeWick,
yes,
they was on they was at the joint a couple summers ago in Brooklyn with Primo.
Okay.
They came out
as they should. And
Smooth was there. I didn't know he was living in Cali.
Yeah, he lives in Cali now. I saw him say that in a recent interview.
Word?
Yeah. I wonder how those royalty checks look. You know, on like those Bobby Brown records where he was writing the rhymes for Bobby Brown.
Wow. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was his man's for a minute. He was running with Bobby Brown like heavy for a minute. Writing the rhymes and all that. I wonder if he was, fully compensated for that.
Probably not. Probably not. Didn't they used to dance for New Edition or something? Or
something was like, there's some cross-pollination, I know, because they definitely
Houdini or something
like that. Yeah, because them dudes Stretch and all that was dancing for them. Also, yeah, it was a lot of that going on. It was a lot of that going on.
I wonder whose idea was it for them to do that type of style with the singing, or was that their idea?
That's a very good question. I know there's definitely, again, was a squad of them that was into that. Them and Riff, rapping is fundamental.
A word?
Yeah, them dudes all hung out with one another. The dude AB Money, Easy Mo B, remember he's in the group. And JR, the Stone Cold Lover. You know what I mean? And I can't front. I was a Riff fan.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, cop the album and everything, man. I'm telling you, go back and revisit some of those records. They were ahead of their time.
I'll be doing that. I mean, like, you like that stuff. Past Nice and Smooth, I wasn't really feeling.
Okay.
You know, Yeah,
Okay.
they're like, yo, you bugging. Like,
You wasn't feeling the doo-wop sound?
hell no. Whack to me.
Come on, man. And we from Philly, man. We pioneered that doo-wop
That's
stuff,
cool,
man.
but hey, listen, let's save it for the doo-wop
For
group.
Blue Magic, huh?
Save it for Blue Magic. Save it for the Dells. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think even that dude, what's the name of the I can't remember the name of the group, but the cats that Jeff Blaze, Just Blaze, pardon me, sample for Exhibit C.
Okay.
I think that group's from Philly.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised, man. Yeah, a lot of them were. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
That's right.
and they were from like the 40s. That group's from the 40s.
Wow.
Or the 50s, one of the two.
Okay.
I'm like, wow. And I was like, yo, this dude, yeah, he got joints. Just Blaze got joints.
Definitely. I mean,
I wonder who got more, more fire between him and Ye.
I don't know. I kind of feel Ye's joints a little better.
I mean, Ye got
His
joints.
body work a little better.
I mean, he's still one of my favorite tracks, all time by Hov is on Encore.
Okay.
And I mean, just to see what he does with those horns is genius.
Right.
Oh my goodness. That's like, I don't know if he did that track, but that track, like that, him on the horns and the percussion.
Right.
I'm like, yo.
Yeah, he kills it.
Yes.
Man. He kills it.
I mean, he definitely gets busy.
Now, my favorite beat by him is actually a Ludacris song.
Who's Kanye?
Yeah. When I move, you move.
Just like that's Yeezy?
That's Yeezy.
I didn't know that.
When I move, you move.
Just like that.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That don't sound like a joint he would do. Oh, boo, boo.
That's crazy.
Boo, boo,
Right.
boo. Boo, boo, boo. Do you know what that sound like? I ain't gotta say it, do I?
What, that chorus or just that song in general?
The song in general. That track.
Nah, I don't know.
That sound like something Dilla would have did.
Okay.
That sound like something he would have did. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't think, Yeezy is nice. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he did that. But I could be wrong. I'm here to make a confession. I was wrong about somebody's name. I don't know where I got the name Dwayne from, but the name is Alfredo Bowman, not Dwayne Bowman. A lot of people know him by Dr. Shiesty. I mean, Dr. C, Sebi, he's not a doctor. Yeah. So my student had to remind me. I was like, all the time you hear me saying Dwayne, you ain't no correct. He's like, no, it's Alfredo. I'm like, oh, all right, well, I don't know where I got Dwayne from. Alfredo, that don't quite sound like a Hispanic name either, but whatever,
Where was Dr. Sebi originally from?
Alfredo Bowman is from, allegedly he's from Honduras. I know that's where his family is. He's got nephews and nieces down there.
That's when he was just popping too.
Yeah, that was when Kanye was just popping.
What, just like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
was the Chipmunk Soul stuff.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why.
Right.
Yeah, Lucifer,
That's a really good one.
that's
Yeah.
hot. Like,
Yeah.
That is sick. Lucifer, Lord of the morning.
Did Just Blaze also do girls?
I don't know. I just know he did, Told You Down. That's just really
Oh,
right.
wow.
Hold You Down?
Hold You Down?
Yeah.
Alchemist.
Oh, that's Alchemist.
Yeah,
that's
right.
another
That
joint.
is
He got a
Alchemist.
joint like that. He got one like that though. Just Blaze got one like that.
Girls is Just Blaze.
Girl, see,
Yeah.
just got
Yeah,
he did that
he
joint
got some
Compton for Kindred.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, sickening. Sickening. Just got joints, man. He got a joint. He's got a joint like that Alchemist cut with Kiss, I think. Oh no, hold on. What's the joint that Cameron had? That was like that.
Sure, that wasn't Kanye. Cameron was working with Kanye too.
It wasn't Kanye. It was just
Off like Purple Haze.
off the joint. It's the joint with It's the joint when they was on with Rockefeller.
Okay.
I remember talking about the joint. I think him and Petey, like, cause he even did a joint with Petey Crack. Yeah, he got, if you check his discography, he got a joint like that. It's he's got a joint like Hold You Down. I can't remember. It's a Kiss joint.
Okay.
It's a Kiss joint. It'll come to me.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Justice is sick. He's got cuts. I mean, I didn't know for the longest that was him doing the ad libs on Exhibit C.
That's right. That's right.
I was like, damn.
That's right.
Hey, he really, and I'm like, if he had stuff like that and that didn't encourage his brother to put out a.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the problem? What is the problem?
I mean, hey, maybe it's just appetite. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I respect the God. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And just look forward to, some beautiful material coming out, by this brother. Because, I mean, I know he has it in him, just like you said, and it's anticipated. So it's like, come on, don't keep us waiting too much longer. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, I mean, we pushing up on it. You want to go ahead and share some of your final sentiments?
Yeah, definitely, man. We look forward to 2019 being another stellar year for hip hop. As we've already stated, you can tell we have the desire to see those that have already contributed come back and contribute again. People like Nice and Smooth. There's no excuse for you guys not to put out a new record. Again, 2 summers ago, I got an opportunity to be right there while Chuck D is talking to like Chubb Rock, Special Ed, and all of them. Like, listen, I like what y'all doing. It's cool. Y'all come out, do your old songs and all that. But why aren't you guys putting out any new music? Like, keep recording. Like, you know what I mean? Keep doing it. The Stones do it. All of rock groups do it until they can't do it anymore. We're the only ones that don't continually record and keep refreshing and putting out new music. You know what I mean? So I'm right with him on that sentiment, man. Can we see a new Outkast album this year? You know what I mean?
That's dope.
The list goes on and on and on. And again, it was kind of, this conversation for me was sparked from just seeing that tweet by Pharoah Monch and how happy he was to get the green light to work with whatever said legendary artist or group right. that is. And we'll definitely come back at a certain point when we find out.
Plural or just artists.
Because if it's a group, then it's a collective of them, so it'll be artists.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, you can't tell between artists and you got to put the
right.
Most people ain't gonna enunciate like artists.
Right.
So
right.
It's like it's a tricky word.
Indeed.
But yeah. Hey, listen. Something that surprised me this past week. This past weekend, I guess Dallas Austin.
Okay.
From the A, you know what I'm saying? From Atlanta, he got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Songwriter, producer.
That's major.
I was like, I was like, wow. I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't know he was on the radar. So be interesting. I was familiar with his earlier catalog. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Very talented brother from Atlanta.
Right.
Born and raised. Matter of fact, him and Rico Wade from The Dungeon are peers. They all our age. Or maybe a couple years younger, pardon me, about a year or two younger, or something like that. But pretty much our peers, So it's like, yeah, they doing big things, man.
Now he produced a lot of like the TLC stuff, right?
He did some stuff for them. He did stuff for a lot of artists. Yeah, his discography is crazy. He's got joints.
Now that's coming out of that whole LaFace camp, right?
Yeah.
That was
they all come up under there because I mean, you know, Rico Wade had joints with TLC.
That's
They
right.
was all like one melting pot. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
You know, they said we're gonna show these cats from around the globe. We got it.
Right.
You know, so I mean, and I'm not sure if LA or Babyface is from Atlanta,
Okay.
but that's where they, you know, they kind of like, in addition to Jermaine Dupri,
Right.
you know, got the focus on Atlanta.
In fact, I think they're from the Midwest. I want to
Right,
say
they like Minnesota.
Babyface is from like Ohio or something like that. Yeah.
Ohio, Minnesota, one of the two.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, hey, listen, this has been a fantastic topic. I guess we could probably visit this in June and see what we can see who's going to close out the end of the year.
Exactly.
Checking out the official Last Word on Big Bad Radio, social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You know, is Last Word. That's OLASTWORD, or Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Big up to Loop and Yazzie B and Young Elohim.
That's right.
And you know, I'll pass it back to you, Lash.
Definitely. We appreciate everyone who tuned in. Again, this has been another exciting topic, one that we'll definitely revisit. Perhaps in leaving, we'll leave you with perhaps a little Common. You know, I personally like to hear some Common. Again, I think he's about due for a new project in between acting roles. Definitely, it's going to be a stellar year. And as always, we leave you with peace.